Welcome to German History with a German accent. My name is Wolf, W-O-L-F, just like the animal, and in today's video I'm speaking about Heinrich Himmler. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Heinrich Luitpold Himmler was born on October 7th, 1900 in the city of Munich, as son of the teacher Joseph Gebhard Himmler and Anna Maria Heder. He was named after his godfather, Prince Heinrich of Bavaria. Heinrich Himmler graduated school in the year 1919 after he underwent some military training without seeing action in the First World War. In the year 1919, as a member of the Free Corps Oberland, he participated in fighting down the proclaimed Bavarian Soviet Republic. Himmler spent the following 3 years studying agricultural science in Munich. He also participated in the failed beer hall putsch on November 9, 1923, as a member of the Bund Reichskriegsflagge, founded by the 1934 murdered Ernst Röhm. Also in the year 1923, Heinrich Himmler left the Bavarian People's Party that he joined 4 years earlier. Said party was the Bavarian branch party of the Catholic Center Party. Yet in August 1923, he switched party allegiance to the NSDAP, the National Socialist German Workers' Party. 2 years later, he also joined the SA, the Sturmabteilung, and quickly switched into the SS, the Schutzstaffel. In the following 2 years, Himmler worked on perfecting his anti-capitalist and anti-Semitic speeches. By 1927, he became the Deputy Reichsführer SS, and only 2 years later, Adolf Hitler named him the Reichsführer SS. It is to say, though, that this title didn't mean a whole lot before the year 1934. In between, Himmler married Margarete Boden in July 1928. Together, they had one adopted son and a biological daughter. Heinrich Himmler would have 2 more children with his private secretary, Hedwig Potthast. From his point of view, it was legit for members of a superior race to have multiple spouses as long as they intended to have more babies. Under his leadership, the Schutzstaffel grew from only about 280 active members in the year 1929 to over 200,000 by the end of the year 1933. During the Machtergreifung, the seize of power by the Nazis in the year 1933, he acted with Reinhard Heydrich and moved the SS offices to Berlin to ensure that the Nazis would gain the executive branch of the government as well. For example, SS units were made auxiliary police officers. By 1934, Heinrich Himmler was named as chief of the Gestapo by Hermann Göring, only a couple months prior to the so-called Röhm Putsch, where SS troops murdered high-ranking SA members, including Ernst Röhm. Up until then, the SS was only a part of the SA. In the following time, Heinrich Himmler would also become the Supreme Chief of Police in the German Reich. As a matter of fact, Heinrich Himmler would rise to one of the most powerful men in the Nazi Reich. Besides the SS police activities, of course the Totenkopfverbände, or Death Head units, would guard the concentration camps where Jews, political opponents, and other by the Nazi regime unwanted people would be imprisoned, abused, and murdered. With the Waffen-SS, the Schutzstaffel would also have a military combat branch that was not directly under the command of the Wehrmacht. And after the failed July 20th plot, Adolf Hitler would put Himmler also in charge of the replacement army. During the Second World War, Heinrich Himmler ordered his SS troops to enslave the population of the conquered eastern territories, the so-called Lebensraum. It was his goal to Germanize these territories. In his mind, the murder of the Jewish population was only the beginning of the German racist world order. In the first summer of the war against the Soviet Union, SS Einsatzgruppen had already murdered about 1 million people. Prior to the attack, Himmler held a speech in front of high-ranking SS members, explaining that around 30 million Eastern European people would need to be executed during this expansion. It was also planned that Germans would, so to speak, colonize the newly conquered Lebensraum up to the Ural Mountains. As previously mentioned, as one of the most powerful men in the German Reich, he began to realize the military hopeless position that Nazi Germany was in by 1943. Since then, he was on the lookout for a position in Germany after Adolf Hitler would be gone. Himmler, although through middlemen, started negotiations with the Western Allies to seek a separate peace agreement with them, but hoped to continue the war against the Soviet Union. It is also likely that Himmler had knowledge about the military resistance circle around Ludwig Beck. How much he knew about this is unclear though. By the end of the war, Heinrich Himmler was also commanding Army Group Vistula, with whom he was tasked to stop the advance of the Red Army at the Vistula and Oder River. Besides the already difficult situation for the German troops, Himmler's lack of military knowledge was too much. It took only 51 days before Himmler gave up this command and went into the hospital. Even in the final 2 months of the war, Heinrich Himmler ordered his SS to terrorize the German people so they would not surrender to advancing troops without a fight. One example, he ordered his troops to execute every single man who was inside a house flying a white flag. In April 1945, after he acted without Hitler's permission when he offered Dwight D. Eisenhower a German surrender towards the Western Allies, Hitler reacted by ordering that Himmler was to be immediately fired from all of his positions and to be arrested. After Himmler was rejected by Karl Dönitz to join the new government in Flensburg, he made his way to southern Germany, where he became a British prisoner of war on May 21, 1945. For 2 days, he was able to conceal his true identity. After the British intelligence recognized his papers to be similar to other former SS members seeking to escape from prosecution, Himmler confessed to his true identity while being interrogated. On May 23, 1945, Heinrich Himmler died in Lüneburg by using a cyanide capsule at the age of 44. Thank you so much for watching.